50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. Never heard it. This is an easy one. The 2000s are easily my least favorite decade when it comes to pop music. And if you've watched my other videos, the 80s are a close second. The year 2000 was actually pretty great. You got Stankonia, the Marshall Mathers LP, Reflection Eternal, Supreme Clientele. But for the most part, once it got into the later 2000s, I became less and less interested in hip hop. For most of the 2000s, I was listening to The Strokes, the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, Vampire Weekend, Block Party, TV on the radio, pretty much anybody that was in the book Meet Me in the Bathroom. I remember 50 Cent on the Onyx album. I remember How to Rob, and I thought it was kind of funny, but I never listened to any of the mixtapes, and he just wasn't an MC that I was particularly interested in listening to. The MO of this album is to make a gangster rap album that you could dance to, which is the exact same MO as another Dr. Dre classic, The Chronic. If you didn't identify with this album lyrically, you could at least sing along to it and feel like you were Superman. And if you did connect to this lyrically, you could sing along to it and not feel like a chump. Normally when there's an album like this where there's gangster rap music and pop music being combined, the album is typically either more gangster or more pop. Whereas other albums like this typically might have a song for the ladies, a song for the clubs, and a song for the streets, 50 Cent combines everything all at once. This is why I'm not really going to do a track-by-track review of every song on this album, because they all kind of sound the same. And even that's not necessarily a bad thing, because 50 Cent is charming and funny enough to where you kind of forgive him for it and nothing really sounds monotonous. For instance, the most famous song on the album, In the Club. It sounds like he's in the club having a good time if you only listen to the chorus. But if you listen to the verses, he's in the club with 30 dudes with knives, and that bottle of bub that he had in the chorus is a weapon in the verse. Or a song like High All the Time, which sounds like it might be a weed anthem. One, 50 Cent is sober, so he's not high all the time. And two, in the verses, he's still threatening to kill you just like he was on all the other songs. Every beat on this album follows the same formula too. Every beat is 90 BPMs, the kick is on the 1 and the 3, the snare is on the 2 and the 4. I'm not a huge fan of Eminem's solo productions, so the songs like Don't Push Me and Patiently Waiting don't really do it for me. Other than that, the production on here is pretty solid. I get why this album is a classic. This is basically the formula for hip hop for the remainder of the decade. This is also why this decade wasn't that interesting to me. So have you heard Get Rich or Die Trying? Are you still bumping it to this day? I promise I'm going to get more in depth in the future with other albums, but this album to me just wasn't that deep. After you've heard it 2 or 3 times, you've pretty much gotten everything that you're going to get out of it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.